So let's talk about GPU pricing going into 2025 and why I don't think prices are going to go down anytime soon. I don't even think they're going to stay the same. I think they're going to get higher, especially with the new NVIDIA RTX 50 series coming out. So GPUs barely have discounts. Like even on Black Friday and things like that, we rarely see much of a discount. Sometimes on a GPU that's maybe not as popular, you'll see maybe a couple of bucks off, sometimes $50 off, or the best is usually when you see it bundled with a new game. That's usually the best deal that we seem to get with GPUs. But you're never going to see a GPU for like a huge percentage off its MSRP, even if it's a few years old. Like remember, RTX 40 series from NVIDIA, even though it's still the latest and greatest technically, it's been out for quite a while. It's not like it just came out. I mean, even the Super series came out, earlier in the year around January. So these products have been on the market for quite a while. If we look at other things like monitors, I've seen, $2,000 monitors that go on sale only a few months after for like literally like half the price or less. Especially, I remember, I looked at Samsung monitors and some of those expensive wide ones. The really expensive when they're brand new and they're released, but it seems like within like 2 or 3 months, they're like half the price. You never see that with GPUs. CPUs are pretty similar. You don't see big discounts either. It seems like they rather either keep stuff on the shelves or just reduce the stock and inventory. And now let's hear a word from our sponsor, VIP-CDKdeals.com, a Windows Pro CD key. Add to cart, you put in code CC20. This will also work on Windows 11. You want to go into your settings in Windows, change and adjust your CD key, click activate, and now let's go back to the video. NVIDIA certainly is making so much money with AI and data center that they can afford to play a little bit of a waiting game with GPUs. If you don't want to spend $1,000 on a 4080 Super, that's fine. NVIDIA is not going to drop the price. That's an example of when NVIDIA did drop the price for a refresh. Now, the 4080 was $1199. People didn't really like it. Nobody really bought it. So that spoke directly to NVIDIA. And they released the 4080 Super at $999, which was, that's a decent price to performance for the time. Now, the 5080, I doubt is going to be $999. It's going to have, 16 gigabytes of VRAM, but maybe GDR7. It supposedly will perform better than a 4090 for a little bit less power draw, maybe around 400 or less compared to the 4090's 450 watt power draw. So we should be seeing a GPU that performs close to or better than the 4090 for what we can only assume would be less. Remember, the 4090 never really dropped from its $1,599 MSRP. And in fact, I would say the average price that most people got one for, it's probably like $1,800 to $2,100 in the US. Other places, other countries, definitely a lot more in many cases. So the 5080, I think, will definitely go up from $999. I'm not even sure if it's going to go up to $1199, the price of the first 4080. Maybe NVIDIA might push that price up even slightly if this new generation just pans out to perform a lot better. And then obviously the 5090, we can pretty much assume right off the bat is going to be more expensive than the 4090. It may not be as much as we're thinking. There's been different rumors that pinned it at a few $100s more, some at maybe only $100 more. But if some of the rumors for its specs are true, like 32 gigabytes of VRAM, it's going to be pretty impressive, especially for both content creation, gaming, and data center use for smaller companies that can't get like the bigger NVIDIA stuff. People use these GPUs, including the 4090, for AI and things like that. So it's kind of like a hybrid GPU. It's not just for gaming. So that's going to be interesting to see. The only GPU I think may stay closer to its price range, it's going to be when you go down NVIDIA's lineup a little bit, like the 5070. I can't see that going up too much. I think it's probably going to stay in that neighborhood of $599 to $699 because that's sort of the mainstream, GPU that NVIDIA has, right in the mid-range that still performs really well, but also is priced a little bit more affordably where it's not over $1,000 that a lot of gamers don't want to spend on. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let me know down below what GPU prices you think will be like next year. If you think it's going to go up a lot or a little bit. Those are the two options I think. It's going to either go up a little bit or go up a lot. I don't think it's going to stay the same or go down, really. That's my opinion from just looking at what's going on in the market right now. All right, guys, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.